Welcome to Smart Remarks, where there's one thing you're always entitled to. Outrage! So the war on entitlements is heating up with the President's bipartisan National Commission on Fiscal Responsibility and Reform, also known as the Cat Food Commission, pounding the drum for budget cuts. Earlier this month, you had co-chairman Alan Simpson talking about how virtually all of the nation's current discretionary spending is taken up by Medicare, Medicaid, and Social Security. Because, see, what we really need is more money for wars and more tax cuts, right? And in an op-ed in the Washington Post last week, former Assistant Treasury Secretary Neil Kashkari wrote of how Americans really need to sacrifice their entitlements so that the magic of the free market might work its wonders. Quote, cutting entitlement spending requires us to think beyond what is in our own immediate self-interest. But if we don't focus on our collective good, all of us will suffer. You know, I'm old enough to remember when entitlements were considered to be in our collective good, a rising tide that lifted virtually all boats. But now, apparently, it's swamping all boats instead. All of that's inoperative. The programs designed to create exactly what the name implies, Social Security, will be undermined. They will be gutted. And I think that this is an outrage because it is going to usher in an era of social insecurity, the likes of which most of us have never known. We forget that these programs were created specifically because private charity wasn't enough. Entitlement programs helped create the middle class as we know it and a middle class stability that contributed to the stability of this nation. Eliminate or scale back those programs and that stability, and perhaps the middle class itself will take a hit. Eliminate or scale back Social Security benefits. John Boehner's talked about raising the retirement age to 70, and a lot of people won't be able to retire. I've got no doubt that if the Republicans take control of Congress, they'll be doing something about unemployment benefits. But if you have people out there who have been unemployed, can't find a job, and all of a sudden they're cut off, what happens to them? Maybe a nation conditioned by Fox News to embrace free market philosophy will take it all in stride. Maybe the unemployed will just look harder for those non-existent jobs. Maybe the people who have to stave off retirement, perhaps forever, will just bang their head against the wall and say, I should have saved more. Or maybe they'll get ticked off.
Just standing up for my rights as a consumer.
Because while we will be asked to sacrifice all these entitlements, how about the people at the top of the economic pyramid? Will they be asked to sacrifice anything at all? Well, but you know, they might need some additional tax cuts to create jobs or something for all of us plebes down here. This sort of attitude throughout history has created both resentment and, on occasion, revolution. The Fox News mentality basically exists to diffuse that sentiment.
America has never been a perfect place, but we used to be united.
It has people thinking that economic Darwinism is in their best interests. Is it? Well, we're going to find out, aren't we?
Civilization of the past 100 years, with its startling industrial changes, has tended more and more to make life insecure. Young people have come to wonder what would be their lot when they came to old age. The man with a job has wondered how long the job would last.